Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So first of all, I welcome all of you to our new coaching call, which is call number 24. In this call, we will revise chapter number 1 and 2, and also we will solve around 10 questions from this chapter, so the concepts are clear. So first, I will start with the revision of these two chapters, what we have studied before. So the basic concept of program management is we have three phases that we are considering here: program definition phase, program delivery phase, and program closure phase. These are the program boundaries on the vertical lines that you can see. Under the program definition phase, we have two subphases, which are program formulation and program planning phase. And under program delivery phase, important thing to remember, all the program components will be initiated and closed during the program delivery phase. Every project, every subprogram of our program will be tackled, handled only during the program delivery phase. Okay. So in the hello Pragnia, can you hear us? Hello Pragnia, can you hear us?
Yes, good morning, Abdulji. I'm
Good morning.
sorry, good evening.
Good morning to you. It is good that you have joined early morning. So it will be a very good. It is very good.
Thank you so much for this
Okay.
session. Thank you.
Welcome. So I will, Pragnia, I will restart this. So she is a big effort to join from Australia early in the morning. So I will restart this session. Okay, for you. Okay.
Thank you so
So
much.
okay. So let's start again. So what we are talking in this call, we are going to revise program chapter 1 and 2, which is the introduction of program management. Important thing to understand, we have three phases, which is program definition phase, program delivery phase, and program closure phase. Okay. Under the program definition phase, we have two subphases, which is program formulation and program planning. Then comes the program delivery phase. Important thing to understand, every component of the program, whether it will be a project or it will be a sub program, will be initiated, delivered, and closed in the program delivery phase. The component of the program will not go out of the program delivery phase. And you cannot close the program delivery phase unless all the components will be closed. So under the program delivery phase, we have three activities which are going on, which is component authorization and planning, component oversight and integration, component transition and closure. So once this is done, we can go to the program closure phase. These vertical lines are the boundaries of the program. Then comes, once we are clarified with these phases, then we come to the domains of the program management, which are the 5 domains as per the standard. Number 1 is strategy alignment, then we have benefits management, then we have governance, then we have stakeholder engagement, and then we have program lifecycle. So starting with the benefit, first of all, in this overall chapter, we have the benefits identification. So in the first step, in the program formulation subphase, we will do benefits identification. Then we do benefit analysis and planning, benefits delivery, then benefits transition, and benefits sustainment. Most important thing to see here is that benefits sustainment activity will continue even after the program has closed. This is my boundary of the program. Although it is closed, but benefits sustainment will continue after the program closure has been done. The program manager is only responsible within the program boundary for sustaining the benefits. Once the program has closed, it is the responsibility of the operation manager or some maintenance manager. Program manager is not available after the program has ended. However, benefit sustainment has already started during our program life cycle. So program manager is responsible to make the benefit sustainment plan or any other plan which will be used for sustaining the benefits. So a minimum 1 to 2 questions you will get from this concept, in which he will ask you that what is still continued after the program has been closed, and that is only the benefit management domain. Then we have governance practices and governance roles and governance design and implementation. This is coming from the governance domain. So in the start, first we establish the governance practices, which will include our governance model and governance plan. In the governance roles are the same. What we will handle the stakeholders, program manager, program management office, project manager, and everybody like that. And governance design and implementation is throughout the program lifecycle. Then in the stakeholder domain, we have stakeholder identification, stakeholder analysis, and stakeholder engagement plan. Then we do stakeholder engagement throughout the program lifecycle and communication with the stakeholders throughout the program lifecycle. Then this is the domain of strategic alignment, in which under the program formulation phase, we are making the business case. Then we will make the program charter, then program roadmap. Environmental assessment is throughout the program lifecycle, and program risk management strategy is till the program delivery phase. The most important thing here is that the first document that is initiated when we are going to start any program is the program business case. Then after the program business case, we will make the program charter, and after program charter, we will make the program roadmap. And in our today's actual call, we will cover the strategic alignment domain chapter, which is one of the most important chapter because it covers business case, charter, and roadmap. So I will cover all the keywords, key concepts of these three important documents. And one more thing to understand here is that the topics like stakeholders and business case and charter are coming in every chapters, in subsequent chapters also. In governance also, we will have business case, charter, and roadmap. In strategic alignment also, we have same, like the stakeholders in governance roles are the same people, project manager, program manager. But the important thing to understand here is that wherever business case will be used, it will have the same components, same content in that. Wherever the program charter will be used, whether it's in the strategic alignment domain or it's in the governance domain, the content of the document is same. So in the exam, we don't need to worry about that from which chapter the question is coming. Only we have to understand the keywords, the which document is he asking from us. If it will be a justification or it's a scope, we will see in detail. So only thing is that once we are covering one topic of program business case, actually the same content will come in subsequent chapter also. Okay, so nothing to worry about into that. Is it clear to everyone till now, this whole life cycle of the program management? Okay. Now we come to chapter number 1, which is a basic chapter. This is my mind map of chapter number 1. I will revise through it so we cover all the content from that. What is a program? It can have components, projects, subsidiary programs, and other program related activities. Why the program is to be initiated? What is covered in initiation of programs? To pursue new goals, objectives, or strategies. Programs are begun before start of the work on their component projects and programs. Same concept, the component projects and the subprograms will be covered in the program delivery phase. But program actually starts in the program definition phase. So that is the meaning of this line. Organization recognizes that ongoing projects, programs are related by common outcomes. That's only we can, the key important concepts are time related and relatedness for the program. Relationship among portfolio, program, and project. On the top, we have organizational strategy. Then comes the portfolio. Under portfolio, we have programs and operations. It can have a sub-program. And under programs, we can only have a sub-program or the projects. The main difference between portfolio and program are the operations. Operations are only covered in the portfolio because it doesn't have a time bound. Program manager is authorized by the organization to do all the activities in the program management. And organizational project management, or in OPM, we see the relationship among portfolio, program, and project. And what is the interactions among all three, we will see is already only covered in the OPM, and this is the same flow chart that we have shown in the block diagram here. Relationship between program and project management is also the same. The project manager will come under the program manager. That's all. Then relationship among organizational strategy, program management, and operations management. Operation management is always involved. Same, the concept will come in the benefit sustainment, because once we are going to sustain the benefits, we will take help of the operations manager and the operation management domain. Business value is a sum of all tangible and intangible elements of the business. Tangible elements or the tangible benefits are those which are physical, they can be easily judged, like the utilities or some facilities or specific $100 increase in something. Monetary things are all tangible benefits. Intangible elements of the business or intangible values are those which doesn't have the physical presence, like goodwill recognition, brand recognition, trademark, something like that. What is the role of a program manager? He interacts with portfolio and also as well as with the project managers. The competencies which are required for the program manager includes communication skills, stakeholder engagement skills, change management skills, leadership skills, analytical skills, and integration skills. So maybe in the exam he can ask you one question, that a program manager is able to see how something will be forecasted, okay, or what can come in the next some years or something like that. So that which type of skill is this? That will be an analytical skill. If he will ask you that a project manager must be able to control 400 subordinates or something like that, so what is the skill required at this moment? It will be a leadership skill, okay. And if he says that the program manager must communicate with a variety of stakeholders from different organizations, from with customers, something like that, it will be a communication skill. So it's very easy to understand, nothing to worry about, nothing to remember, but only maybe one or two questions can come about the specific skill in the scenario based questions. Abilities of the program manager: he should manage the details, strong working knowledge, interact seamlessly with the stakeholders, collaborative relationship with team members, leverage business knowledge, and facilitate understanding and agreements. So this is all the characteristics of the program manager. So this covers the complete chapter number 1. And I think, is it clear to everyone? Chapter number 1.
Yes, Abdulji, sometimes I've seen, like you mentioned, the skills, right?
Hmm.
Communication, stakeholder, and change management are pretty straightforward. We can pick up. How do you how do you differentiate between analytical and stewardship skills? They, I think, overlap.
No, from the exam point of view, the answer will be very clear. You cannot have two answers. Okay. So only thing we have to understand, analytical means analytical thinking, critical thinking. If we are doing some analysis in the scenario, if he will see that it's not clear what is about to happen, and you are trying to forecast something, you are going to do some analysis, you are going to see, have some critical view on that, it will be your analytical skill. If he is asking you about to integrate something, collaborate something, you have a multiple projects and you have been asked to make one common goal or common objective, wherever he will give you the hint of combining something, that will be your integration skill. And in the leadership skill answer, he will give you that you have to be a role model for someone, you have to give a guiding principle, you have to guide your team how to come out of this situation, you have to give them some overview or something, that will be a leadership skill.
Got it. Thank you.
So in the scenario, it will be very clear. Okay. Good. Now we come to chapter number 2. The chapter number 2 first tells you what are the domains. We have 5 domains: strategy alignment, benefits management, stakeholder engagement, governance, and life cycle management. All 5 domains interact with each other with varying degree of intensity, and all these domains are interrelated and interdependent. Nothing is independent here. Organizational strategy, portfolio management, and program management are all linked with each other. That main difference between portfolio and program is relatedness and time. In program, work included is interdependent, and work in portfolio may span a variety of diverse initiatives, and these can be independent. But however, in program, the projects cannot be independent, they are interdependent. Time programs are temporary, have defined beginning and future endpoint. Portfolio are not expected to be constrained to end on a specific date. So they are, because operations is covered in the portfolio, so they are not time bound. Program and project distinctions are uncertainty, change, and complexity. These are the three important keywords you have to remember whenever he will ask you about the differentiation between program and projects. It is based on uncertainty, change, and complexity. Uncertainty is high in the beginning. Individual projects may be considered to be more certain than programs because of the limited scope of the projects, whereas in the programs we have multiple projects, so they will have more uncertainty. Change can be internal or external. Programs should be better equipped to deal with change. We have program change, project change, and in the complexity we can have from with the programs. It can come from governance, definition, interdependency, complexity, scope, risk, resource, benefits, and stakeholders. And in the project complexity, it comes from organizational complexity and dynamic complexity. Nothing to worry about in this chapter. Only things to understand the five domains, their relationship with each other, difference between program and portfolio, and difference between program and projects. That's all in chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Is it clear to everyone? If you have any question, please ask. Then we will go to the questions from these two chapters. Rajan, Pragni, is it okay?
Yes, okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so can you see my screen with question number 167?
Not yet.
Now, question number 167.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with question number 167, which is question number 1 from today's call. So the rule of the coaching call is that you will read this question. Okay, there is a timer going on the right side, and before 70, we have given 70 seconds for each question, and you just put your answer in the chat box. Then we will discuss the answer. So this is basic question, but in the exam, as I told you, when something comes regarding the ethics or ethical code of conduct, it will supersede all the technical answers. First, you have to see that you are working ethically. So, as a program manager, which obligations should you abide by in the conduct of your work according to PMI's Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct? So, the correct answer is B, which is responsibility, respect, fairness, and honesty. So, these four are your ethics that we have to keep in mind. So, all gave the correct answer. So, is it clear? 168. So this question is basically understanding of the concept that program itself is nothing, but program consists of the relevant subsequent components. So we can only consider that the program is closed when all the components are closed and delivered, and when the components will be closed when they will deliver the intended program benefits. It is also very important to understand, once we are going to close something, we have to make sure that either the acceptance criteria is met for what it was meant to be initiated, or whether it has achieved acquired the required benefits or the required results for that. Okay. So the question says that the benefits of all the projects have been identified, analyzed, and the delivery of their benefits will be started incrementally. When can the program be considered completed? So the correct answer is D, which is project U, V, W, and X have delivered their intended program benefits. Just keep in mind the program can only be closed when all the subsequent components projects have been closed. Okay, 169. Okay, so the question is asking you about how the 5 domains are linked with each other. So the correct answer is C, which is interrelated and interdependent. For or out of these questions, please remember you will get 5 to 10 questions, which will be very easy in your first go. Okay, either from chapter 1 and 2 or from the code of ethics or general questions. In that question, please make sure that you read all the answers very carefully. Like here, we all know the answer is interrelated and interdependent, but when we look into the first go, we can see maybe it's unrelated and independent or interrelated and independent. We can select D by mistake. So in these easy questions, please read it 2 times, specifically the answers, and very carefully see the English wording: independent, undependent. He can say not dependent. Okay, it can be interdependent, not dependent, but correct answer will be interrelated or interdependent. Okay, so these are very easy questions, but in the from the I perspective, it should not be any mistake. Okay, 170. Okay, Rajan, can you read the question?
You as a program manager of a program A in your organization, as a consequence of program potential needs to adapt to the outcomes and outputs of its components and its potential need to modify its strategy or plan, how may the program components be pursued? So D is non-iterative sequential manner. So we'll have to rule out all the non-iterative ones. So
Yes.
either it is C or A.
Okay.
My thought here was it is iterative, yes, and there is no compulsion that it should be in a sequential manner. So that was my understanding that I put A. I don't need to have it sequential. So one component or one project should start only after the other one has finished or other one has started. Both can start parallel to, nothing stops us.
Okay. Pragnya, can you give the reason why you selected C?
Yes, exactly. I agree with Rajan. It definitely has to be iterative. I was confused between sequential and non-sequential. The only reason I went with sequential is in terms of the domains, say, component, it has to start with authorization and then iterative, and then it has to start with authorization and analysis and then closure. That is sequential in a loop of a component. That's what I went with.
Okay, but that sequence is only for that particular component. Means if I have to select component number A in a program, it has to be following authorization and planning, component oversight, transition and closure. For that particular component, that is okay. Like you said, the 4 steps. But here he is talking about how may the program components be pursued. So here he is talking about component A, component B, component C. What should be the relationship between each component of the program?
Right. Okay. Okay.
So
Got it.
you got it. So this is a trick
Yeah.
here. If
Right.
he talks you about how each component will follow its life cycle, or what will be the sequence of how the program component will be managed, then it will be iterative and sequential manner. You have to initiate it, authorize it, plan it, and then you can close it. Everything goes in a sequence way for any particular component or the program itself. First means it has to be in the program definition phase, then program delivery, then we go to program closure. This is a all sequential manner. But what should be the relationship among the components of the program? There can have any sequence. It should be, it can be iterative and non-sequential manner. It doesn't mean that A B can start if A is finished, or C should start once A and B is finished. There is no direct link with that. So the correct answer here is A, in an iterative and non-sequential manner.
Got it. Thank you.
Tessin, is it clear? So you also gave C. Here he's
Yes,
talking
it's
about,
clear. It's
okay,
clear,
he's
sir.
talking about the components, program component itself. Okay, so this was a
Yes.
good question. Good. 171. This is a relatively easy question because I have revised it again and again. So the question is actually asking what is the difference between portfolio and program. The main theme of the question is simple, that which of the aspects stand out in making the decision whether we have to be working as in a program or in a portfolio. So the correct answer is B, which is time and relatedness. Okay, so everybody gave the correct answer. So but surely you will get 1 or 2 questions from this concept. Okay. Okay, next question. So Tehseen sir, what is the main question he is asking here?
Yes, sir. The main question is Alex informed that he is authorization by the organization to lead the team and is responsible for achieving program goals and objectives. So a program manager is the one who is responsible to execute the program as per the organizational goals and objectives.
Good. And who is accountable for enabling the success?
That one is a program sponsor.
Right. And who is responsible or who is providing the support for the program? Who is providing the tools, templates, and formats?
That one is PMO, sir.
Right. Understand. So is it clear? So this cover three questions. Who program manager is responsible for achieving program goals and objectives, responsible to lead the team, everything. Sponsor is accountable for success to making available the resources like this and that, and PMO is have a supporting role in providing the tools and templates, procedures, methodologies wherever we need it. So in this 172 the correct answer is B, which is a program manager. 173. Yasin sir, can you read the question?
Yes, sir. You are a program manager for the last 10 years. Your PMP certified project manager asks you about the fundamental differences between a program and a project. You tell him that differences are found in the way programs and projects are managed in response to option A, uncertainty, change, and complexity. Uncertainty is also for projects, so that one is, in my opinion, it's ruled out. Time, cost, and scope, it's common for project and program also. But the complexity and the change and scopes, I think D is the better option.
No, but there is nothing to discuss about the scope between programs and projects.
Yes, sir.
You know, in the summary also I said that the difference between portfolio and program was time and relatedness, and the difference between program and projects comes from uncertainty, change, and complexity. We are not talking anything about the scope anywhere in the program domain. So here the correct answer is A, uncertainty, change, and complexity. You please revise the even in the mind map this is written in chapter number 2.
Yes.
The difference, just remember this 5 keywords, everybody should write it. Difference between portfolio and program is time and relatedness, nothing else. Whatever he tells you, cost, something is a made up terms. As per the PMI, for the program management only time and relatedness are the correct words for portfolio and program. And if he tells you about difference between the program and project. These are only three correct words: uncertainty, change, and complexity. Okay, so in the program management, we are not discussing anything about the scope. So in
Yes.
173, the correct answer is A: uncertainty, change, and complexity.
Complex. Yes.
Clear?
Yeah, clear, sir. Clear.
Okay, please take care. Okay, 174. So he is asking which of the following domain may continue even after the program closure phase has been completed. So the correct answer is D: program benefits management. From the conceptual point of view, a lot of students give the answer governance. Okay, but just remember that figure, the master figure that we saw in the first page. Only benefits management domain is the one which is crossing the program lifecycle. Any other term, governors, and whatever he says, you are not correct. So be careful. And in particular, in the benefits management domain, it's a benefit sustainment activity or the phase which is continued even after the program has been closed. So in the example, in the question, if he gives you this answer question, the answer would be program benefits management. And if he gives you benefit sustainment, benefits transition, benefits closure, something like that, then in that case, the correct answer would be benefit sustainment. Then don't click the generalized answer of benefits management. So in every question, you have to take care. Like in the program definition phase, if he asks you about in which phase you are making the program charter, and the answer also has program formulation, program planning, program definition, then the correct answer will be program formulation surface, not the program definition. That will be wrong. So in every question, whenever you get the answers which is below the hierarchy or more nearer, that will be the correct answer. So here the correct answer is D, and in specific it will be benefit sustainment activity. 175. So in this question, he is asking you about which of the following provides a framework in which portfolio, program, and project management practices are integrated to achieve strategic objectives. It is employed to produce improved performance, better results, and sustainable strategic benefits for the organization. So the correct answer is D, organizational project management. Here the key word is the OPM is the only framework in which you have all the three things: portfolio, program, and project. In the question, he will ask you if he will ask you only about the portfolio, how you will manage the portfolio and the subsequent program, something like that. Answer would be portfolio management. If he asks you about the program and its subsequent components or the sub programs or something like that, the answer would be program management. If he asks you about the projects, answer would be project management. So just keep in mind which is the starting point he is asking from you. Here the key point is that he is asking you about the integration of the framework of all the three things: portfolio, program, and project. So in that case, the correct answer is only D, which is organizational project management. 176. Ragnar, can you read the question?
Yeah, you're working in a multinational organization based in USA. Who ensures that programs and projects are selected, prioritized, and staffed according to an organization's strategic plan for realizing desired organizational value?
What is the key word in the
Portfolio
question?
sorry, portfolio manager, project manager, program manager, and program steering committee.
Hmm. So what is the
And
key thing to look
I
into
chose
this?
uh, two things. One is it asks programs and projects are selected and prioritized
Hmm.
according to organizational strategic plan.
Okay.
And because it is asking for a selection and prioritization, it goes by, sometimes it is program selection board, so I thought it is program steering committee. Experts of all the functional area come together and select.
Okay. And what is the hierarchy of OPM as per the OPM? What is at the top?
Portfolio.
No. Above portfolio is organizational strategy. Then we have
Yeah.
portfolio. Under portfolio, we have programs and projects. So in this question, at which level we are operating? We are operating above the program level. Do you agree with this? Because
Yes.
I have to select whether I select program A, program B, or program C. Forget about the projects now. Who ensures that programs are selected, prioritized, and staffed according to organization's strategic plan? It means that I am above the program because in my program I can only have one program. Okay, then the subsidiary programs projects comes later on. But here at this question, he is asking you whether you will select program A, program B, or program C. This is a selection of the programs. So it means that you are operating above the program level. So that is a portfolio level thing. In that level, only portfolio manager is responsible to select the programs and the projects, not the program steering committee. Program steering committee is at the level of the program. Program manager is there, and then program steering committee is responsible only for that particular program. If I would make it much simple, once a program has been selected, like you are working on program A, then for that particular program, you have a dedicated program manager, you have a dedicated program steering committee, you have a dedicated program sponsor. Okay, that is relevant to, that's why we have the name of program, and program. Program manager is for that particular program, steering committee is also for that program, and sponsor is also for that program. If I am talking you about, if I am asking about at the level in which the program has not yet been selected or prioritized, it means I'm still in the selection phase of the programs. I still have program A, program B, and program C to select. So at that level, there cannot be any dedicated program relevant thing. There cannot be a program manager, cannot be a steering committee, cannot be a PMO, something like that. So that at this moment we are talking about portfolio manager. The answer is A. Is it clear now?
Yes, clear. Thank you. I
Tessin, is
got
it
confused
clear?
because it added projects also, Abdulji.
Yes, and the
Yeah.
portfolio can have programs, projects, operations, and also subfolio. So the projects can be
Okay.
the project is a very standalone thing. It can be standalone, it can be under the program, it can be under the portfolio. But here the key point to understand is that you ensure that programs and projects are selected, prioritized, and staffed. So the program is not yet selected. So that's why you are not talking about one program. We are talking about one step ahead, above the program, to select the program, and that is the role of a portfolio manager. Tessin sir, is it clear?
So if we strike down programs here, just have say projects are selected, prioritized, and staff, then it will be D.
No, then it can be it can be a program manager also, but in that case there can be a collaboration activity, because program steering committee will the program manager the components will be proposed by the program manager, but who
No,
selected?
he will request for it, but at the end, steering committee is the one who will approve the project,
Yes,
right?
yes, but here there is no wording of approval. He says who ensures that projects of a particular program are approved and in line with the organization strategy. Correct answer is steering committee. But if he will ask you that who ensures that the projects are selected or recommended or are suitable to the relevant program, then we have to see what is whether it should be a program manager or program steering committee. But if it will be very clear that you are going to select the program, prioritize the program, it will be a steering committee in that case. But we have to see that of which projects he is talking about. If the answer should be program steering committee, he has to give us very clearly that we are selecting the projects under a certain program. Okay, it cannot be generalized projects. Okay, good. So last question for today. So there are 12 component projects under your current program. When may the projects be initiated and completed during the course of a program? So here the key word is the projects. And as I told you, any component of the program, whether it will be a sub-program or the projects, will be initiated, whole cycle will be initiated and completed during the program delivery phase. The correct answer is B, during the program delivery phase. And even in the actual mocks and the question, you will see a lot of questions from this concept, in which he will say that at which phase of the program you will close the component of the program. That will be again program delivery phase, not the program closure phase. You can ask that at which phase of the program will you initiate a new program, a new component which has been introduced by the program steering committee, something like that. That will be again the program delivery phase, not the program definition phase. Okay. So Tehseen sir, can you add in this some questions from this topic about the program delivery phase, because there are a lot of questions, right?
Yes, sir. Regarding delivery phase, there are a lot of questions, but it's almost identical like this. It's moving near to projects only.
Hmm.
So when it's mentioned regarding the project, so it will come under delivery phase only. So the
Yes, so
questions can be moved here and there, but if it's under project, so this is the delivery phase. So,
yes, so whenever he talks to you about the components, projects, sub programs, anything in that,
yes, sir.
any activity related to this, whether it's initiation or closure, it will be under program delivery phase. Very simple, minimum 5 questions from this concept. Good. So any question from today's call or anything which is not clear in chapter number 1 and chapter 2 from the basics?
Abdulji, I had a question.
Yes.
If we have a question around funding, and let's say we have program sponsor and program steering committee, which one should we choose? I remember you had a question around secures funding. So
it will be
my
sponsored.
inclination will be sponsor, but
Yes.
sometimes in the SMP, we have read that if it is an external funding source, then program steering committee comes into picture and they will do it. How does this happen and where it is applicable?
Okay. The point would be that actually program sponsor is normally the head of the program steering committee. Okay. So if in the scenario of the question there is some sort of discussion or approvals to be taken, or wherein there is some decision points, then mostly look for the answer of the program steering committee, because the decision is better to be is taken when the committee is taken, not the standalone person. Okay, this is the first scenario we have to see. If on the other hand he is asking you about the individual, if you write an individual who is looking to initiate a program and he is looking for some additional funding, he is looking for some program resources, and he is accountable, and ultimately he will be accountable for enabling the success, that is sure program sponsor, nothing to do with the committee form of thing. So the wording will be very clear. If he is accountable for some success, it will be a sponsor, nothing to do with the steering committee. If he asks you, it tells you that a person who is looking for the funding from external sources to arrange the resources for the program, it will be a sponsor. Okay. But if he talks you about that there are a lot of things, you have option number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the resources have been arranged, and now we have to select or to which program should be authorized, which program should be how to arrange the resources within the program, something like that, means you can have the idea that they are trying to make some sort of a decision, then the program steering committee will be the answer.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
Any other question? Okay, so it was a very good call. We covered chapter 1 and 2. I think it will be very much clear. So thank you very much, and we see you in the next coaching call.